Boogity boogity boo, Interblops. This is Un with another episode of I Played a Thing, Stygian Solitude. Last time, our man Crazy Eddie here was sent to investigate an antique piano in the loft of one Jeremy Hartwood, or should I say the late Jeremy Hartwood. We did find the piano okay and a couple of other nice things, but then a couple of monsters showed up and we tried to get out and got eaten by the front door. Don't you just hate when that happens? Well, this time we're going to try again not using the front door, see if we can maybe find another way out of here. Before that, just a few minor pieces of business though. First off, longtime friend of the show, Nothin, said in the Discord that the saber hilt when you break the cavalry saber is still a little stronger than fighting barehand. Now, I don't know what the range on that is going to be like, because it is just a little bit of blade attached to a hilt, but the damage apparently is an improvement, so we can give that a shot. And then, in the first episode, Goth Crayon in the comments said that according to the devs, the chicken thing is supposed to be a werewolf. If that is the case, all I can say is, what? Swing and a miss, folks, even considering the technical limitations. And Razor Skunk on the Discord checked an inflation calendar and discovered that $150 in 1922 money equates to around $2,300 today. No wonder Carnby was acting like it was a big payday. Anyway, I think that's all the prelims and we can get down to business. Thank you everybody who weighed in. Well, I suppose we might as well start with the big double doors right in front of us. No, that won't do. Now this armor over in the corner here, it is obviously polygonal, so it can't be just a part of the background. Now the wise thing to do would be to leave well enough alone, but since I am trying to demo most of the good and the bad, we're gonna piss it off. Should probably be able to throw the oil can at it from a safe distance. But it got caught on the geometry. Let's try that again from a little further up. There we go. Now, when you annoy the animated suit of armor, it will slowly walk across in front of those double doors, then turn around, go back to its starting position, and go inactive again. Make sure I get my oil can here. If you get close to it, it will swing at you. And it hurts pretty good. Not like a monstrous amount of damage, but certainly more than your average monster can do in a single hit. It is nice of the devs that even after you piss it off, it will eventually go back to its starting position and stop caring about you. That way you can't screw yourself too bad. Well, if the double doors are right out, then I suppose we will start our search on this floor and then work our way down. And if we find anything on the lower floor that's important for up here, we can always come back. Hopefully. Okay, 2 doors to start with. What have we in here? Ah, I remember this room. I've got something to grab over here, and when I do, it's going to trigger another chicken attack. So we will grab the notebook, and I will get out. Actually, let's go ahead and try the saber on it. Oh, we traded. Okay, this is going poorly. One moment, I'm going to reload. I think the idea there was sound. It was the execution that was lacking. One more try. Whatever happens this time, I'm just gonna live with it. Get a little bit further over. Okay, sword broke pretty much immediately, but that's okay. Why do I keep missing at such close range? Yeah, that was a little more effective than I was quite anticipating. I think the range might be a little worse than a kick, but probably not by much. I got my blade, right? Okay. As long as we have both parts of the saber, we're okay. It is a key item later, and because it is a key item, I don't tend to really think of it that much as a weapon. So when I said there was only one mandatory weapon in the game, and I wasn't sure about that one, okay, counting the cavalry saber, there are two, and one of them that I'm not sure about. But yeah, for the most part, weapons in this are really not strictly required. Now then, let's take a look at that notebook we just picked up.
Diary of Jeremy Hartwood.
September 27th, 1924. I have decided to keep this diary. Too many inexplicable events have taken place recently. Never have dreams so haunted my every waking moment. Perhaps my romantic mind was too dull, and has only now woken up to these new paths and visions. Some, seeing my recent paintings, may question my sanity. I can only ask them, what is sanity? Where does madness begin? September 28th, 1924. The night is pitch black. I am again drenched in sweat. I was wandering in the dunes, among giant standing stones. They were arranged in a circle, and the wind whistled about them. I plunged my hand into the soil and felt that repulsive thing which was trying to catch me. It seized me. I struggled to break free of its loathsome embrace and managed to tear my hand away. It was covered in sticky substance. I was gripping a knife. October 5th, 1924. The stone circle is a pentacle. Derceto's library is filled with books on the occult. I will study those books until I find some explanation for the dreams. The visions that haunt me must be connected to my discoveries. I shall have to undertake a profound exploration of my dreams. December 16th. Dear God, I have found the knife. It was hidden here, and what I have learned fills me with apprehension. It is a sacrificial dagger belonging to some unholy cult. The thought of that blade tearing through human flesh horrifies me, yet I must continue my research. Derceto is a storehouse of treasures.
Yep, those treasures are exactly why we showed up. The whole monster thing, though, not a huge fan. And apparently the place might have been affecting old Jeremy's dreams a bit. We should probably try and get out of here before we have a need to sleep.
Was my father right, after all? January 23rd. I spend all my days plunged in dusty books. The servants are convinced I am mad. At night, I awaken them with my screams. The dreams are draining what sanity I still have. I have tried staying awake, but in vain. My visions have changed. No doubt the influence of my father's research. February 7th, 1925. The Dark Man, that is what I call him, has revealed his true face to me. He appeared, as usual, near the fireplace, but this time he approached me.
By the fireplace, huh? Well, there was a fireplace in here, and given that this is also where we found the notebook, is this Jeremy's bedroom?
His terrible smile will haunt me to my dying day. His breath was ice, and his burning eyes froze me. I could not move. I know, as surely as I have ever known anything, that the face I saw, the face that has turned my nights into hellish torture, is the mask of death. March 10th. My exhaustion is beyond description. The endless reading burns my eyes. It seems that pirates frequented the area. Dr. Herbert insists I keep to my bed. I have moved to another bedroom and sleep much better now. The Dark Man has not gone, however. I know it. He will wait for as long as he must. Unless I, Jeremy Hartwood, can find a way to send him back to whatever hell he comes from.
Given the current condition of the place and all the creepies roaming around, I somehow don't think Jeremy had a whole lot of luck with the whole sending back to hell thing.
March 11th. My poor knowledge of Greek and Latin is a serious handicap to my reading. I have, nevertheless, made a great step forward. I drew the symbol on the floor. He can no longer go there. I want him to understand that I can do the same thing in my bedroom. I can imagine his rage and frustration. Only last night he found his way back into my dreams. March 13th. The translation will seriously dent what money I have left. I cannot paint. My pictures are clearly the work of a lunatic. The collector Thornhill's embarrassed smile was proof of that.
Oh dear. We will be getting a look at some of Jeremy's recent artwork in the not-too-distant future.
March 29th. He has come back. He found the door to my dreams. I am too weary to attempt any defense. I have no strength left to fight, and he knows it. He considers me dead already. Could I possibly? March 30th. How ironic! The cave my father sought for so many years is here, beneath the house. Waits. The butler discovered a crack in the cellar wall. A breeze blows in through it, icy and repugnant. I am filled with horror at the thought of my father dying in this place.
Caves beneath Derceto. Things just keep getting better and better.
I will carry to my grave the vision of his face contorted in the agony of that fatal heart attack. His body was twisted. He had wept. His fingernails were torn and bloody from scrabbling at the floor. Dr. Gray concluded that death had been due to a heart attack. It was Waits, who some time later was informed that my poor father had in fact bitten off his tongue and choked on his own blood.
Apparently the horrible hauntings that Jeremy has been experiencing, he comes by them honest.
March 31st. I explored the caverns in a dream. The Dark Man came with me. Strangely, I felt almost well.
How can I describe what I saw? No. What words are capable of explaining such evil?
I realized that my death was of no interest to him. The Dark Man wants something else. He seeks a body. His avid servants are now free. I am the cause. It is almost funny.
Okay, I guess the seeking a body thing makes a certain sense if he's confined to dreams, but why does Jeremy say he's the cause of all this?
A curse is on Derceto. From the foundations to the very rooftop. I can no longer struggle, let alone eradicate the evil that grips the house. The end is very near. I can feel it. I have taken the decision to... May he who finds this diary pray for my soul.
Yeah, let's say a few kind words over poor Jeremy and try not to succumb to the same fate. I have taken the decision to... That sounds like where he decided to take his own life, poor guy. Well, it was very kind of him to leave that much exposition for us. I suppose now that I don't have the chicken in my face, I should stop saying chicken, but they just don't look like werewolves at all to me. We're chickens. Now that the weird chicken isn't in our face, I suppose I should show off a little bit of the blade moveset. That's a swing from the right. With the left, you swing it across in front of your body. Up is a big old vertical swing. And if you press down, you do sort of a parry. Most of the time that's not really relevant, but there is one fight in which it can be some use. But that's quite some ways off, I think. And we really didn't lose much health to the chicken. Not much at all. Not enough to worry about by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, nothing in the cabinet there. Drawn curtains here, huh? Yeah, they can't be opened, but that probably gives a pretty good idea of where the chicken came in. I am so in the habit of calling them that. I don't know that I'll be able to shake that one. Now this next room, believe it or not, I actually know what's in here. And it does warrant another save. We have here a bathroom. And there's a weird spot of purple over there in what appears to be the tub. That's what we have to be careful of, because it is a freaky jellyfish thing. We need the jug in here, and if we get out fast enough, we can do it before the jellyfish can take a bite out of us. You can't fight it. Well, you can, but it won't do you any good. No matter how many times you hit it, just like the night gaunts, you'll never do any damage. Now that is one successful excursion, but there's one more thing we can get in there. So I'm going to update my save and take another crack at it. Okay, we've got open and search activated. There we go. Very worth having. And we made it. Started its attack animation, but we got out in time. And just like always, there's absolutely no reason to wait on taking our medicine, shall we call it. And no reason to hang on to any of the containers. Just can't get those good throws off, sometimes. Well, no matter. The important thing is it's not in our definitely limited pocket anymore. Since things went well with the jellyfish creature, I'll go ahead and update the save. Oh! Dark room. We don't want to be dealing with that right now. We have a lantern and we have oil. Actually, I should probably go ahead and put that oil in the lantern. But we don't have a way to light it, and you do actually need something to light the lantern with to be able to use it. The lamp is full. Do we keep... Yeah, we do keep the empty oil can, so I'll get rid of that. Yeah, it seems like if you ever throw something close to a wall, it's just gonna get stuck. Just one more reason the throw command generally is not very useful. And if we look at the lamp now, you see a 50 in the upper left of its model. That indicates how much oil it has. There is limited lamp oil in this game, and it is possible to screw yourself if you run out. Well, looks like we've come to the end of this side of the floor. What have we got in here? Another bedroom, perhaps? Ah! There's a bit of Jeremy's artwork. I suppose it's a little disturbing. Very menacing frontiersman there. But, I wouldn't go so far as to say it's necessarily the work of an insane person. Well, can't be anything really important about that. It is just a painting after all. So let's go ahead and make our way down the hall. Check out some of those paintings. Okay, that purple skull thing already seems quite a bit scarier. Ow. Now the hatchets the frontiersman throws are homing. If they go out, they will hit you. And we are rapidly losing health. Let's see if we can outpace it. Oh shit! Yep, there's another angry painting. And now you have seen the standard game over screen. Things that kill you outright, like the fall down the broken floor, or getting eaten by the front door, you don't see it in those cases, but if you get killed by a monster or by something that does standard damage, that is usually what you will see. Being dragged away by a zombie and set on some kind of sacrificial slab, it looked like. Now, if you think about the things we've learned, about the Dark Man needing a body, and Jeremy's suicide note saying they would find his body, but not have his soul, that suggests the Dark Man needs a living body. Jeremy therefore killed himself to prevent the Dark Man from using him as a vessel. That implies that, in the standard game over here, we're not actually dead, yet, but merely incapacitated when they lay us on the slab. Well, clearly, if we're going to be taking it from both ends, so to speak, we won't be getting down this hallway just yet. But we can start a solution. There we go. Let's see him throw hatchets at us with absolutely no line of sight and some cloth blocking his way. Stupid painting. That Indian painting, on the other hand, we're going to have to come back and deal with that another time. Well, that's it for this side of the floor. Well, we do have another side. Past the night here, and we can have a look around. I am doing the save early, save often thing, as is generally wise in games of this nature. Oh. For a moment it almost seemed like someone might be alive in here, but living people usually aren't purple and transparent. Well, first off, let's search over here to see if there's anything to be had. Ooh, rifle ammo. We only had 2 shots left, so I'm not at all unhappy about that. Let's go ahead and reload, so we don't have to do it in a sticky situation. That used up the cartridges, and we now have a lovely 10 shots in our rifle. Sweet. Oh, a gramophone. I don't really see a whole lot of those these days. Let's go ahead and yoink that. Actually, if it's 1922, yeah, maybe gramophones aren't quite so archaic. But in any case, could be a very nice antique. Gloria Allen might like it if we can ever get out of here alive. Let's just sidle on past our purple transparent friend here. What is she looking at? And have a wander over this way. Huh, nice photo. A photograph of Jeremy with his niece. Now, remember when I said that the change between Carnby and Emily is strictly cosmetic except for a single line? That is the single line. If you have Emily search that, she'll say it's a picture of Uncle Jeremy and me. Absolutely no consequence whatsoever, but it is the one thing I can think of in-game that is at all different if you pick one instead of the other. A poker. This, I believe, is completely useless. A matchbox, on the other hand, very handy indeed. We have been looking for a way to ignite our lantern. Now that poker... Yeah, okay. I thought it was useless. I wanted to double check and make sure it couldn't be used as a weapon. But if it can't be used as a weapon, which is too bad, that could be a pretty decent thrusting thing, you'd think. It does have no other use. It is not a key item of any value. All it does is take up space in the inventory, so away it goes. Now then, we have a way to activate our light source. We got some ammo, which is very nice, and we got a lovely bit of antique record playing. That just leaves the matter of this individual in the chair here. Ghosts. Don't know if Carnby ever truly believed in them. He says devil worship makes him smile, but Well, if he doesn't believe in ghost stories, he's now in one. What are ghosts like in Derceto? Let's do a science. Let us do a paranormal investigation. Hello, ma'am. Oh, fuck. What in the fuck did I do? What have I activated? Shit. Now, pissing off a ghost causes it to turn into that column of balls of light, making that awful drone, and causing the entire screen to shake, and it will follow you forever, and you can do nothing to harm it. Ghosts cannot move through walls, perhaps surprisingly, and they do not go up and down stairs. So it is technically possible to stay away from them, but you're making life very difficult for yourself if you do that. And if you ever have to go back up or down those stairs, it will be waiting for you. Apparently it doesn't like the armor either. Okay, I don't think we need to see that again. Okay, the ghost. We stay away from it. By the way, when that first happened to me playing this as a kid, I shat a village. It scared the fuck out of me, and I still think it is the scariest thing in the game. That inhuman drone, the completely abstract and otherworldly balls of light, and the way it makes your whole screen shake. Ugh. Deadly light actually seems to have a pretty strong effect on me. I don't know if that's a specific phobia or what, but the murderous light in the Borley Mansion in Silent Hill 3, that did the same thing to me. That wigged me right the fuck out. Which I kind of enjoy. Actually, I completely forgot about our matchbox. I should go back up and check out that dark room we couldn't go into before. By the way, the ghost is not instant death, guaranteed. It does a flat 50 damage every time it touches you. That's a lot. But we're at 48 now, it is definitely possible to get above 50 HP. If you haven't taken hits and you've taken all your medicine up to this point, then yeah, you can tank a hit from it, but you still don't want it following you around the floor forever. Yeah, not a guaranteed kill, but with that kind of damage, a fairly likely one. And this next change of camera, that should be where this dark room is. If we now use the oil lamp, the lamp is off. Strange, usually putting it in your hand turns it on. Or maybe it's just a misleading message. Oh, right, we have to use the matches. How silly of me. That's better. Yet another bedroom, huh? If we try to do anything that involves our hands, we will put the lamp away. So what we have to do if we want to do any searching... What we have to do if we want to do any searching is put it down. Now, it will continue to use oil while you do that, so you don't just want to leave it sitting around and act like you have all the time in the world. A very heavy statuette. How specific. And another book. Very nice. Are there any other lovely treasures here? Some bullets. Well, these won't fit in the rifle. but we should probably hang on to them all the same. I think that's everything in here. I don't think this is a desk with anything for storage. Yeah, just a table. Alright then. Let us recollect our lantern and be on our way. No, I don't want the empty oil can. Please recollect the lantern, thank you. I've kind of forgotten how to put it away. One moment. Okay, just do another action. I know I've forgotten that on other occasions. I keep expecting there to be a command to put it away in the lantern's item menu. So, a very heavy statuette. We've got this suit of armor that is clearly animate, even if it's not moving right at this moment. There's no flesh in it, so hurting it in any usual way wouldn't be of any value to us. But if I've learned anything from the Souls games, armor is very vulnerable to crushing blows. Let us do another science. Carnby, that is very poor science. Carnby, your methodology is clearly flawed. Beauty. And now we have a proper sword. This is the weapon that may be mandatory, but I'm really not sure. In any case, there's absolutely no reason not to keep it equipped. Unlike the cavalry savior? Unlike the cavalry saber, it's not going to break on us. It has the same moveset. Well, this seems like a good time to update our save. We won't be needing the statuette for anything else, so let us make our way on down to the lower floor and see if there's anything else we can do with what we currently have. Well, we've got a door immediately in sight. We might as well check into that. Aha! We found the kitchen. Well, for starters, I don't really know how long we're going to be around this place. Might be a good idea to have some provisions. Pot of soup, not the most filling thing in the world, but couldn't possibly hurt. Oh, I'm tempted. Let's have a little taste test. Ugh, some human flesh. That's pretty disgusting. I can't disagree with Carnby on that point, but how does he know? Is Mr. Edward Carnby a connoisseur of the long pig and this just wasn't up to his standards? Also, Jeremy's body was found intact, and it doesn't sound like anyone else was living here. Then who was Soup? Who was Soup? Another matchbox. I'm not sure why there is another matchbox, actually. There's one. There's two. So yeah, you don't use up the first one. Our lamp, by the way, we didn't use up much oil at all with that little bit of exploring. So we are in good shape as far as that goes. Yep, not really sure why the game gives you a second matchbox. I keep saying that. Maybe just to make very sure you don't miss it. A knife. Several knives. You can use them as a weapon, but they only have about the same range as the saber hilt, and I don't think they do very much damage either. I could have sworn there was something else in here. No water, huh? Might be nice if we could fill up that jug, but that doesn't seem to be in the cards right now. I really thought there was something else in here somewhere. No, we don't need another knife. I really don't need the one knife, because I don't remember any key item use it has, and we've got a better weapon in this sword. Speaking of which, I do like to have that at the ready. Well, let's see what we've got in this little side door here. Ah, a key for starters, that's good. Ah, this is what I was looking for. I thought this was in the main kitchen, but no, it's over here. Delicious biscuits. Now, those can't possibly be made out of humans, right? No, actually quite tasty. And this is a very nice close-up of Carnby's gobsmacked expression. I will never get tired of that. And if we look at our health now, we're up to 53. So it's not as good as a flask, but every little bit helps. Let's see, anything else to be had here? No, we don't want to fight. We want to search. Oh, just the cookies. Well, that's alright. Looks like we got another little side door here. Maybe there'll be some more cookies for us. Spooky music. Oh, I think we have Zombocom. Yep, we have Zombocom. It's like a reverse monster closet. You go into the closet and then it comes after you. Zombies are fairly easy to dispose of even with just kicks. With a nice lovely sword like this, this will be child's play. Nope, already dead. Piece of cake. Well, let's see what else we've got in here. It's full of water. Well, that's convenient considering none of the sinks around here seem to do anything. Having some drinking water could come in handy. In fact, I could go for a little sip right now. Ugh. I don't know what I expected. God only knows how long this barrel has been sitting there. Well, still. Having a little water could be of some value, I suppose. There we go. And we got some more oil. I can't remember if there's a maximum that can be contained within the lamp, so let me update my save and let's give that a try. Our lantern was at 47, right? The lamp is full. 97. Marvelous. I guess there's probably no ceiling on that either. Plenty of oil now. While we're here, we can unload a few things. This we certainly don't need. Oh, no room, okay. Damn it, Garnby. One very nice thing about Alone in the Dark, unlike a lot of console games and even some other PC games, is that things you throw or put down, you can retrieve. Which I'm sure the polygonal environment helps with. Actually, I wonder if I can stack things up by throwing them. as you will not be surprised to hear, we do not need the cookie box. I really think this knife is unnecessary. That may bite me later, but we'll see. Anything else I can get rid of? Oh yes, we won't need the notebook again. We've gotten our fill of exposition. What I'm doing is not strictly necessary right away, but keeping the inventory clean is generally not a bad idea. Now, I do find myself overlooking another book we picked up, so we'll read that now and then add it to the pile.
A Brightness from Afar, by Lord Boleskine, an account of his celebrated voyage to New England, 1824, Alistair Publications, Cambridge.
Following a splendid journey, the sunny harbour came into sight. The locals were much impressed with one's arrival in their midst. One had time to sketch several of them and notice signs of degeneracy. Some children showed one their queer hands that would inspire uneasiness.
See, now, that's why you don't vacation in Innsmouth. Also, I cannot help but notice about Lord Boleskine is his habit of referring to himself as one. One's arrival, one had time. Is that like an affectation of the upper class or something? Like the royal we? I haven't encountered that anywhere else.
Upon the promise of a few coins, a child is undertaken to reveal to one a most prodigious phenomenon of a natural order. One admits to being skeptical as to the prodigiousness of the marvel, whatever it may be. Indeed, one suspects it to be little more than an evening stroll to some charming wooden hut situated in the forest hereabouts. One will none the less go, for it is always well to submit to such local enthusiasms. One admits to being somewhat flabbergasted. The Milky Way shone like the fires of the apocalypse from the inky celestial vault. Certain distant stars, normally invisible to the naked eye, were clearly visible, glittering indeed with a strange intensity. The heavy clouds that had settled above the village had no hold over that place.
That actually sounds quite lovely. Not too much of a light pollution problem around Innsmouth, it seems.
It would be pointless to offer here the names of the constellations one perceived in utter clarity. Apart from the interminable length of such a list, one might conceivably risk being charged with exaggeration. The cross cast its shadow on the ground. The sea in the distance was dead calm. Tonight, one will return to that spot and draw those stars. Tomorrow night, one will at last see Halley's comet in all its brilliance. The youngster will carry torches, despite one's developed sense of direction. Honed by years of travel, one feels incapable of finding one's way through the dark forest unaided.
Well, as we've been seeing, alone in the dark is not a particularly great idea. Also, developed sense of direction. Oh, Lord Boleskine, do I envy you on that front. Also, is Halley's Comet a correct pronunciation? I've always heard it as Halley's.
The drawings will, one is convinced, set light to the souls of men. Such a moon! One lost count of the craters, so sharply was their definition. Loath as one is to seem excessive in one's appraisal, one cannot but feel that the forest clearing is indeed a place outside the common laws of time and space. Surely it is not an hallucination. How strange to consider that idle conversation, some research in the British Museum, and a voyage to this backward village should culminate in so astounding a discovery. It may be that others have noticed the extraordinary nature of that place. How else could one explain the presence of that cross?
Oh, that just seems like a nice little accounting of Lord Boleskин's travels. Not especially useful to us, it would seem. I'll go ahead and say it outright. There is nothing particularly useful in that volume, but a nice little bit of flavor. Diary of a Journey. Fare thee well, diary. Let's see, let's just make very sure there's nothing else in here that I need to unburden myself of. No, I think we're doing fine. There is one more thing to do in this little coal closet, and that is to search the coal. No, we don't need any of this. Shoes. Well, I suppose we have been scuffing our shoes on various monsters, although there will be less of that now that we have a proper weapon. Still, who knows, they might be better than the ones we have. Carnby is a dapper chap. Oh, that's even better than shoes. I mean, you wouldn't want to carry it on your feet unless you're Bayonetta, but having another weapon is no terrible thing. 6 bullets. Enough to kill anything that moves. I'm not sure if you can put more than that in it. Normally, of course, with a revolver you couldn't, but this game doesn't tend to put caps on a whole lot of things. The revolver is reloaded, and yes, we can have 12 bullets in it. I'm not sure how that works, but hey, I'm not knocking it. No, none of that. I am honestly not positive off the top of my head. I'll have to check whether the revolver does less damage than the rifle. I will say for sure that it does not have the kick of the rifle. You won't be forced back every time you fire it. There is also one other advantage that it has, but we won't be seeing that just yet. Moving on. Let me see, where does this corridor leave out? Okay, back by the stairs. It's good to have your bearings. Oh, dearie me. We seem to have a dinner party in progress. Oh! And, they don't want us to leave. Well, what we could do here is we could fight all of the zombies. They'll get up from their chairs one at a time, so it's actually pretty easy. And the first time that I played through this game, I didn't know there was anything else you could do, so I did fight and kill all the zombies, and I didn't really have any trouble. But we don't even have to take that little bit of risk. We can contribute to the dinner party, and make everyone happy. Now that we've done that, even the Zombocom that was approaching us, we'll just go and have a seat and prepare to eat a lovely meal of stewed human flesh. By the way, the zombies will normally attack you one at a time if you don't place the soup. But if you hit any while they're seated, that will activate them, and they will come at you in multiples. Having multiple zombies going at one time is a really good way to bring the engine to its knees. More than one active enemy is something the Alone in the Dark engine doesn't seem to have been made for. Now, there's no point in messing with any of the zombies now that we have them all waiting for their meal. There's really no point whatsoever in hitting any of them, because that'll just anger them and make them want to fight. The one exception, however, is the one that was standing up and was going to attack us first when we entered the room. That one? We can kick off his chair and destroy it in a single blow. There's absolutely no good reason whatsoever to do that. I just find the animation of him flying back on the chair to be kind of entertaining. Now then, you will notice that the door closed behind me when I came in here. That is because once you've entered the room and triggered the first zombie to approach you, then any doors that are open will slam shut and they will be locked until you deal with the zombies one way or another, by either killing all of them or giving them soup. We can go ahead and reopen this now. I would prefer to do that so I have a better idea of where I've been and where I haven't. And you know what? I think that'll probably about suffice for one day. We found a lot of useful tools and a couple of nice treasures. And we've already explored a pretty decent chunk of the house, although there remains a pretty decent chunk left to go as well. After all, we're still exploring only this side. And there will be rooms on this other side to pick up with. And of course there's that hallway through the gallery up in the upstairs that we couldn't figure out what to do about. The Indian cover will take care of the pioneer type, but that Indian at the other end of the hall, we don't really have any way of dealing with him right now. So we definitely have some exploration ahead of us, but we are definitely better prepared for it, with more ammunition, more weapons, more health, more of everything. I'm feeling pretty good. So next time we will continue our explorations of Derceto and hopefully come a little closer to finding some way of getting out of this madhouse once and for all. I'll be looking forward to rejoining you for the future adventures of Edward Carnby P.I., but for now, this is signing off. Today's Dead Man's Party has been brought to you by Justin Carpenter, Nolden, Zangamarth, Anonymous Benefactor, John Madigan, Sanguine Games, Misha Van Doren, Frank Grizzy, Tim J., Lolo De Puzzlo, Joshua C. Ritchie, Jared C. Rice, Sonic Rose, EX Potemkin, Megasaurus, DG Jono, Doug Russell, Dodecalope, Jarogue, Martin Schallenmakers, Mayo the Hedgefox, Hildegard Argelmach, IGV, Jazel, Joseph Hall, Dan Larson, K. Ivan Rupert, Tiny Shopkeeper, Charlie Dunst, Kigaskia, Kobo4231, Yukataki Uchi Fan, Chaotic Narrative, Mystery Accent, Lakota, Mei Yanling, Renaman, Fate Everywhere, TJA, Sparkazar Lefzer, Super Pervert 69, Zero, Bueller 13, and other tasteful patrons. Thank you all very much for your very kind and generous support. It's a huge help in getting through the month and greatly appreciated. Of course, subscribers, commenters, and watchers, I appreciate you too, and I'm glad to have you along. Take care and stay safe out there, everyone, and whether here, in Discord, or over on Twitch, I'll be looking forward to our paths crossing again. Hello out there, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've had a good time, and I've been glad to have you. If you enjoyed this video, new subscribers always brighten my day, and if you really dig my stuff and would like to support me on Patreon, I shall be very grateful indeed. You're also invited to go with the stream every Friday at twitch.tv/unplayedathing. Thank you again, and have a good one.